Welcome. You want to do it again, or are we leaving that?
No, we're leaving that in.
Welcome to Film Nerds Hour with your hosts, Noah Sweeto.
And Nathaniel Shoemaker.
Yes. Oh, we've been getting a lot of emails. He's Noah Sweeto, I'm Nathaniel Shoemaker. That's our thing. What?
Oh, boy.
Have we not? You've been showing me those.
Yeah.
You're the worst at committing a bit with. Welcome to Film Nerds Hour. We are right in the middle. This is week 2 of our 2-month-long fantasy.
Yeah, technically. I was going to say 2 months. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think I might have addressed it as 1 month long, but it's 2, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know why I can't
Your brain
English.
isn't working. We're recording this at 1 in the morning, and that's my fault, apparently. No,
My brain doesn't work, period, sometimes. Whenever he's around, my brain doesn't connect English to the mouth.
No, glad it's my fault. So, we're continuing our fantasy viewings.
With the movie Dragonslayer.
A 1981 film neither of us have ever heard of, but I found it, like, just browsing through Amazon's cult films, and I was like, this could be good for a video. Let's watch it blind. Holy God. I love this movie.
It is one of the best 80s fantasies out there, from
Yeah.
the practical effects to the
We got everything. We got puppetry, we got stop motion, we got, like, convincing, like, lighting effects.
Imagine Game of Thrones if the dragons looked just as realistic at a real life standpoint.
Game of Thrones if it was produced in the 90s as opposed to nowadays.
80s, 90s, yeah. Because it came out in 81.
Mm-hmm. Well, the books didn't come out until... When did those books come out?
90s,
Yeah.
I believe. I think the first one was in 99, and I forgot what the first novel was called, but I've been...
It literally called The Game of Thrones.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Is
The
it?
first book is called The Game of Thrones.
Oh, A Game of Thrones, yeah. That was 96. Then A Clash of Kings.
No, yeah.
In
The
98.
blank of blank is how he titles it. Game Grumps had a funny bit when they were like, what's the least appropriate, like, Game of Thrones book title? And they were like, The Nuts of Breakfast. The Soap of Bath Time. The Fun of Living. And The Joy of Cooking. Those were the titles they came up with. And it kills me.
See, now, we're definitely going to do an episode sometime on Game of Thrones.
I want to do a whole rewatch show.
Yeah, and I'm on season 3, so...
Mm-hmm. And we'd have to, like, do it 1 episode at a time. And I got a bunch of freaking Game of Thrones posters. So we gotta, like... It's gotta be a thing when we get, like, an office or something. You know?
Definitely to put them all up and display them, because
I have I have, like, character pictures and banners of the houses and then a huge map of the world of Westeros. So it definitely has to have its own room.
I'd love to put that next to the map of Middle-earth and Skyrim.
There was a box lunch at the MOA, great store. They're not paying me, but we were there and there was a 4,000 piece puzzle of the map of Middle Earth, but it's like that teal and gray map, and I'm like, 4,000 pieces? That would be impossible. Like, straight up impossible.
That'd be too much for me. It's like something like when you have like a really rainy day or like a snowstorm, and you know.
Oh, well, we live in Minnesota. We're constantly snowed in throughout the year.
Or if back when we were locked in a pandemic.
Which, yeah, well, as we're recording this, it's happening for us again. We just got word, 4 more weeks of lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, so much fun, especially when you're trying to find some work in this crazy world.
You're trying to find some work. I'm still trying to find love. 2020 sucks. All right.
2020 is, it's been a rough year, but...
Yeah. I mean, it's helped us get successful because people are trapped in their houses.
We're totally not enslaving you like I'm not going to say that because I don't want them.
We're not going to get political.
We don't want people in the black vans to come get us.
No, or the white vans, or the orange vans. Really, the blue vans, they're fun. No, the teal vans.
Teal vans, I don't know.
The blue vans, they talk too much. I don't know.
I think they like SeaWorld in the ocean too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think way too much into things because I was thinking, oh God, people are going to associate the color blue with Democratic Party and think I'm supporting them or something, and I'm like, ugh.
I would hope not. We really hope people
don't read too into things, please. We're just idiots.
Our whole thing is to be, as James Arnold Taylor would say when people are saying stuff the other day, we do this for fun.
Yeah.
This is for fun.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever we say, it's for fun.
Yeah. If we ever do a Q&A, have the questions be like, what would you name your kids? What's your favorite horror movie? Don't have them be like, where are you on the political spectrum? Like, I'm not reading that shit on it. I'm not. We're
gonna do what Tom Hardy did.
Which is?
You want to know about my political stance or my sexuality. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing about it being your business. It's not any. Like,
well, I'd definitely pull a Tom Hardy and just go, why? Ask a real question.
Yeah, why?
You're done. Sit down.
Did he do that at like a con or something?
Oh yeah. Somebody asked him about sexuality, and he's like, so you want to know about my sexuality? He's like, yeah, and he's like, why? You're done. That was a stupid question. Sit down. What was the
like Q&A for?
It was a Mad Max, I believe, for Fury Road.
Oh yeah. My guess would either be that or Batman. Those are the only reasons.
Oh yeah, that's right, Bane. Yeah.
A lot of people forget he's Bane for reasons.
Well, I mean, you don't recognize him.
Yeah. You see his face in one shot.
And it's not even like that well lit.
Mm-hmm.
But going back into Legend.
Yeah, Dragonslayer. Legend.
Or
Legend is next week is when that one's coming out.
Wow, curve. Flooper floppers.
Jeez. Are you sure you're going to be able to record another episode after this?
Oh, yes. I'm sure.
Are you sure you're going to be able to drive after this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Say it like I was drinking or something.
It sounds like you have auditorily.
Nobody knows that. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll be fine.
You're not helping yourself.
I know.
Nobody knows. Are you still just thrown off by what we were listening to earlier?
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, because this is like, they've had seasons after, they've been on the air for like years at this point, but I just introduced him to the first episode of a little podcast called My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Humans amaze me, to say the very least.
60-year-old humans amaze me.
But I mean, you do you. You love your truth.
Check it out for yourself. We can't recommend them enough. They are hilarious.
But at the time of this recording, I will say that the only place that you can find
if you want to watch Dragonslayer
is Prime.
That's the only place.
Yeah, as of right now.
Wow. And right now it's free, but they'll probably keep it on there later and like have you rent or buy, which I do recommend renting.
Yeah, and I'd say that it's a safe bet to say that they'll eventually put it on Tubi.
Yeah, this is 100% up Tubi's alley.
Tubi is
1,000%.
The best part about Tubi is that you find all sorts of hidden gems, and for those of you who are listening to it, this is why this podcast exists, because even we were surprised by how good it was.
We said it like right when it started. We're like, this is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, it really is a shocker sometimes, like just going into a movie for fun and just seeing how it works.
Yeah. Like I was like, I don't know it. You don't know it. You want to put it in the slot? Sure. And I am not regretting that at all.
And you'll find another movie too that was Roger Corman based called Deathstalker.
Oh yeah, you were showing me you showed me the cover art for that. It looks cool. There's
to say the least, there's a lot of 80s titties, and it was not necessary.
Yeah.
I really could have done without it because it really took me out.
I'm seeing the memes get made of you being a man and saying you could have done without titties.
I just was like, can I just watch the damn movie?
I'm watching it for the plot of the story, please.
Pretty much, it was just like...
Can I send you an edit? Can you send me an edit of it where it is blurred?
Well, as great of a movie as it was, which we'll definitely talk about, I was just like so sick and tired of it because it was like every woman in that movie.
It's the same with
had their boobs, and I'm like, come on, man.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan Barbarian movie, Where, like, forget even stimulating sex. It looked stimulating? That's not the word I want to use there.
Probably not.
Forget even simulating sex. It straight up looks like they have sex in that movie, and you see Arnold Schwarzenegger's ass, and I'm like, I don't want, like, next year. What?
I was okay with already seeing him in Terminator. I didn't need to see it again.
Yeah, well, it's not that it's his ass. It's the fact that it's his ass and it's making a motion.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to see that.
And there's a woman, like, making noises. And I'm like, ha, ha. And then she, like, gets red eyes and fangs, and you're like, ha, ha. Like, no.
Not fun times.
No, not really. But so Dragonslayer, who are some of the people we have in this that are notable?
Some of the people that we got in there for Dragon.
He plays a lot of Weasley characters now, which is a shame for him because he does have that kind of a Weasel character look, but he's a great protagonist in this.
Yeah, which, you know, that's one of the things that you gotta always love the people who actually have some talent in these and that they just don't get the
people who try.
Yeah. Which eventually we will have to go on a little nerd talk tangent about 80s movies and how a lot of those people ended up in 80s pornos.
Yeah.
Because that is funny. But we have Peter MacNicol?
MacNicol? I want to say that. MacNicol?
Something from that. He played Galen. And then we also have Caitlin Clark, who played Valerian.
I looked up her. She passed, unfortunately. Like, way earlier than you would think.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, because she was great.
We even have Ian McDiarmid in there.
He makes... I'd call it a cameo. Even though he hadn't at that time been in enough for it to have been like a surprise. It was a cameo.
No. And for those of you who know your Star Wars trivia, then you also know that Palpatine actually did not show up
until the 6th one
with Ian McDiarmid. And in fact, they actually, I forget the name of the actor who played him. Well, he only did that one scene for Empire Strikes Back, and then you never heard from him. He was
covered in blue.
And then you covered him with Ian McDiarmid's face.
Yeah, and then the re-releases happened and they switched it, which I liked that.
Yeah, not to diss the other actor, of course, but
no, we are. It just felt not more. The reason. No,
it felt more normal to have the person that you played and then add it to the prequel trilogy to finish it out.
Yeah, 100%. But so it opens up. It's like a murky swamp, kind of like a wooded area. It looks gross. It looks gross. Like, you get the feeling like there's monsters living in... Like, it kind of looks like the fire swamp from Princess Bride from last week.
Yeah. But it's nice, because, I mean... It's really nice to see, like, the set design, because it was very well done. So it's not... I don't even think they just picked a location. I think they built off of it, too.
Straight up.
I mean, would you really believe it, too, to how much production they do? Would you think of something like Bates Motel, the show, and they actually rebuilt the whole house?
Seriously. Because what's the budget for this movie? It was like $18 million?
Yeah.
And then we both agreed that the dragon alone had to have been 10. Like, 100%.
The dragon itself was so beautifully crafted.
And the whole time we were saying that doesn't look great by today's standards, but for 81 it looks amazing.
And I think that's what makes it still look pretty amazing, though.
Yeah, it's still very impressive.
Also, the actor who played Palpatine originally in Empire Strikes Back was Clive Revill.
Who?
Revill? Clive Revill?
Was he in anything else? Did he also start doing porn?
More classic movies, it looks like. He doesn't really have a whole large track record. I mean, it looks like he was in a Sherlock Holmes movie, The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, The Legend of Hill House. Avanti. The Assassination Bureau. So a lot of older...
The Assassination Bureau? You sure it's not the Assessment Bureau?
I thought this...
With
Assassination Bureau, yeah.
Oh, not with Matt Damon?
Nope. Rumpelstiltskin, 1987. Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Apparently, he was in Men in Tights.
Huh. All right.
And Zorro the Gay Blade in 1981, which sounds...
You know what? He might have started doing porn.
I don't know if they put that in a main actor's record, though.
Are you on IMDb or Google?
Google.
Okay, yeah, then not with... But Zorro the Gay Blade just sounds way too on the nose, no pun intended.
It does. It's apparently a comedy film from 20th Century Fox.
Okay.
With a budget of...
Hello, I'm Zorro.
Zorro the Legendary Swordsman has passed on his weapon and his sense of duty to his noble son Diego, played by George Hamilton.
George Hamilton? Oh, God.
A dashing swashbuckler like his father.
Swashbuckler?
But after a injury sidelines Diego, he is forced to hand the mask over to a flamboyant gay twin.
Yeah.
Ramon, also played by Hamilton, who prefers to be called Bunny Wigglesworth. While Raymond agrees to take on the gifts of Zorro, he decides to add his own flair with garnishy, glittery costumes and a whip in place of the iconic sword.
Where, I beg of you, where can we find this?
I am looking for it now.
You're looking for it?
I am looking for it. It's got 43% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That means I'm watching it.
From the critic score and a 72% actually from the audience.
Okay. This is an anti-Last Jedi situation. Where can I stream this? Because I'm watching it tonight.
We'll pull that up. I can't find anything.
Really?
I actually can't find a place.
What the hell? Hold on, I'm coming. You guys can't visually see it, but I'm coming around to it because I need to see the cover art for this. Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
this looks incredible. That smile, and look at the red outfit. What the hell?
Golden Globe nominee.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't you? Look at this one. Look at this one there.
Hello, let's stab some bad guys.
Oh, alright. Okay.
But there's an extra movie
Hello,
that you
my
guys...
name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Now I feel like they should make a movie about that.
The Gay Princess Bride.
Oh, that'd be great.
That doesn't even pass for comedy. Like, you just took Zorro and then put the word gay in the title.
And then just had him pass it on to one of his children.
No, his twin. Don't mix up the plot.
No.
He passed it on to one of his children.
Zorro passed it on to his sibling.
No,
his son, who passed it on to his gay twin.
Yeah, because he was injured.
Which...
It's incredible. Freaking amazing. How do movies work? That's something that gets produced and filmed and put into a theater and nominated.
Hollywood.
Sincerely. Okay, so Dragonslayer. We're in a murky woods, and some people knock on the door, and we find out it's the house of like a sorcerer.
Hello, anybody in there?
Oh, stop. It is. We do find something out about that character who knocks later, but not until a little later. But a thing that I saw, and I was like, yeah, it's obvious, and you were like, no. Do you remember?
I'm trying to think of it.
Well, when we get there, I'll remind you. But so we go to the sorcerer's. They're going to the sorcerer's house, and he invites them in, and he's there with his apprentice.
Yeah, Sorcerer's Apprentice.
He's the main character, and he's talking about how he's going to die, and he's seen his own death. And he's like, "You're not gonna die," and he goes, "I'm not bummed about it," because he's an old dude. You get the idea that he's thousands of years old, and he's like,
which most wizard is. I think when you think of wizards too, if you know Lord of the Rings, you kind of just think of Gandalf.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his? trying to think what's his character's
Sauron.
Sauron? Yeah.
Yeah. Or Radagast from The Hobbit. Yeah. But so they're gonna go talk to these people, and the people are there because they show him some scales, and he realizes, oh, you guys have a dragon that you want me to help deal with. And they're like, yeah, every 6 months the king sacrifices a virgin to this dragon. Which we talked about that, like, I mean...
Why?
It's like, yeah, why? But also, like, every 6 months, I'm thinking with a weird Thanos mind of, like, every 6 months, one person from the whole kingdom? That's not... what you know what I mean?
Could be worse, but at the same time, it's like...
It's
why?
still... Yeah, exactly.
Which, Ulrich is the name of the wizard who's played by Ralph Richardson.
He's great in this. He's not in it much, but he's in it in the most important parts.
What time we did get with him was actually pretty great.
Yeah. But, so he's like, yeah, he's like, oh, why don't you ask these people if they can help you? And he's like, well, you're the only one left of, like, all these sorcerers. And he's like, alright, fine, I'll kill the dragon. And, they're about to go on their journey, and this guy he's like the knights, he's like the king's guard, like the second in command to the king or something like that. Army dude.
Yeah, who was Tyran? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Unless that's the king.
Actually, I think that is King Tyran, so it's either Hotch... Trying to find him.
No, Hotch is the manservant old guy.
Okay.
Isn't that? Yeah, it's difficult with this kind of movie because a lot of the people have passed, so they no longer show recent pictures. They show, like, them at their prime.
Yeah, which is something I've never quite gotten. I believe...
Yeah, they should show pictures of that person from this, like, around the time of this film.
Yeah, John Hamill, the guy with the thick beard, right? Take a look at this guy.
Yeah, brown, thick beard.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's
confirmed. All right, that's what I thought. They did a pretty good job of laying these guys out for who they were playing in order. So he was 65 apparently when he died.
Wow.
Died in November 2006.
I swear, like everybody except for 2 of the people in this movie passed.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's So, yeah, we got Tyron, who's played by John Hallam? John Hallam?
Sure. Not John Hamm.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be weird. But he's like... He's calling him he's basically saying he's a hack. Or like a con artist. And he's like, you should prove to me that you're a wizard. Or something. So he tells... his apprentice to go in the room and get him a knife and bring this like amulet thing back into the room. So he like hands him the knife and he's like, thanks, and then all the doors and windows shut and trap him in, and he hands the other guy the knife and he's like, stab me, it won't hurt me. And then he does, and it kills him.
But not before he says something.
Oh yeah, he says, like, the amulet thing that he brought in, he says, like, an enchantment around it.
Yeah, before he hands over the knife. And then, as you'd expect, Tyrion then stabs...
he stabs him in the chest, dude dies. And then he gets, like, Yondu burial style. Like, they cover him in rags and stuff with language on it, and they burn him. Yeah,
so they give him a pry burning, is that what you call it?
Cremation, tribal
I thought it was pry, because that's what they called Earth Fairs. I could be wrong.
Pyre is like a fire thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a pyre funeral or something like that. But
it's similar to the Viking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we get a very cool fire effect.
Oh yeah, because the flame turns green.
Yeah, it gives a really sense of magic being released. So that was actually pretty cool. And then all the embers start to pick up.
Yeah, and then like you look in the sky and there's like shooting stars going by, and it's like, what is happening? But
and the music in this is quite terrifying.
Yeah,
even in the happier parts, it's still like
it's a great score though.
It is fantastic. It was very well composed, and let me give that a look up too, because this I can like I said, this whole movie really came together.
Yep.
From the soundtrack to just how much work was put into it. It was by Alex North who did this.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anything else he's done. Personally, I mean.
Let's see. Alex North has done. He's dead too. He died in 1991. And he was born 1910, so at least he lived a pretty full life. Mm-hmm. He wrote a handful of books, actually.
Wait, when did he die?
He died in 1991.
Oh, okay. He was. Oh, for some reason I thought you said he died in 1910. I was like, how the heck did he do this movie though? No, 91. Okay. So, he lived to be 81. That's not bad. I'm sorry, just what we're talking about is so boring. No, I'm kidding.
It looks like he did 2001 It's a Space Odyssey, Cleopatra, Spartacus, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Jeez, I really should know this guy more. He's
Cheyenne Autumn, The Devil's Brigade.
He did two, he did 2 Kubrick movies, so that's cool.
Yeah, Sound of Fury, Carney, Pony Soldier, The Long Hot Summer, The Misfits.
We all know that theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's like...
Yeah, so...
Boom, 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 boom. So that was that guy. Good for him.
I didn't know Spartacus was by Stanley Kubrick as well. So.
Yeah, that was like one of his first. It's a way different movie than anything else he's made.
Well, I would imagine.
Yeah. But going back, so then the apprentice and the servant, they're like packing up the house, and the lights start like flickering, kind of.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, and then the glow, it's coming from the amulet that he blessed.
And to which our protagonist, our wonderful Galen, decides, instead of just taking this out,
yeah,
why don't I just take the light cover and slam it on the table?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which annoyed me because I was like,
that's a waste.
Why don't you just take it out?
I mean, if you knew what he knew, thinking that wearing that would give you wizard powers, wouldn't you just kind of piggy bank that shit?
I guess, but if I could just pull it out just as efficiently, what was the point?
I would be way too impatient. I'd be like, powers.
Well, it looked like you literally could just pull it out the top.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, why did you break it? If you could have just yanked it.
How bummed do you think he would be if he broke the bulb and it also broke it?
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, you got some sort of light and you're just gonna smash it on the table? What?
Damn it. But no, we find out it gives him all the powers and all the knowledge that his master had. Convenient.
Yeah, which is something that we called at the beginning of the movie. I definitely called it. And I was kind of like, I wonder, well...
Sorry, am I boring you?
Maybe a little bit. No, the thing I thought of when I first saw the enchantment is that he must be doing something to, put himself somewhere. Because I was like, why otherwise would you just let this person stab you?
Yeah.
Knowing you have an apprentice and hands full of people that are like, we need you.
Exactly. There had to have been some sort of plan.
Yeah, so
him and the manservant guy, they both go. They're walking through the forest.
Who's Hodge, who's played by Sidney Bromley, who really also passed.
Yeah. Oh, he looked like in this movie. He looked like he was going to pass in a few days.
Yeah, he was very old. He passed in 1987, so about
a few years. Gave him 6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years right after. He was in a movie. He was in Neverending Story.
What? Oh yeah, that's right.
I haven't seen it yet, so I can...
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Candle Show, Crystal Stone.
No.
Prehistoric Women.
Okay, alright.
In 1967, so that's obviously, you can already tell that.
Prehistoric Women. That just sounds like a porn.
If you've ever seen the wonderful movie Barbarella, where you see nothing but Jane Fonda's tits,
Not exposed.
Oh yes, exposed.
The whole time?
Almost. Yeah, right.
She's wearing a bikini.
Oh, she takes off like in the first 2 minutes. Not even. She's already naked, floating around with her ass hanging out and everything. And it's rated PG still, even on the remastered Blu-ray. It's not even rated R or PG-13 for nudity. It's just rated PG. So I was like, good to know. Any kid could just
good to know.
Any kid could just walk into Walmart and be like,
Barbarella, please.
yeah, and unless the employee was like, this looks like a porno now. Yeah. Then they could just buy it legally.
Yeah. So.
He was also an American Werewolf in London.
Oh, I love that movie. So they meet up with the troop, and he's like, I now have my master's power. I will carry out his duty, accept this quest, kill the monster, blah, blah, blah. And through that, we also cut to, like, a virgin who was picked to be a sacrifice. And that seems terrifying.
Yeah, it's... You like the suspense of Jaws. Mm-hmm. This, I feel like...
You called it at one point. This is like Jaws with a dragon.
Yeah, it was very well done. They did not show the beast.
They showed it a lot, but, like, not for a while.
Yeah, it's, you know how, like, if you watch Jaws, you get glances of the shark, but you never get its face. The closest you ever get to Jaws' face during that movie before the actual confrontation...
When he eats the chum.
Is, when he eats the chum, is that you get the side when he chomps down on the boating instructor. Yeah. Then that's the closest. You don't even get a full thing. You just see the eye and the jaws closing around him. Mm-hmm. Which, kudos to anybody who got near the animatronic shark. It would not have been like Steven Spielberg in Laban. Never. Fun Jaws fact, because I know we'll probably review it one day. Did you know that Richard Dreyfuss refused to go into the water for that scene? And I do not blame him.
It's a mechanical death trap. One thing goes wrong and you're paraplegic. Like, Jesus.
Well, that was my thing. Why did Robert Shaw hang out in there? Because the thing sank. Yeah. And needed 12 divers to get it up, and it took like an hour each time. Yeah. So, if they couldn't get you air and you're trapped in there with pressure, you're kind of,
effed.
Dead.
Yeah.
In the worst way. But, yeah, so we
see the dragon, like, burn and eat the version. But she gets chained, and she, like, slips her hand out of the chains, and there's, like, a nice cat and mouse thing.
Yeah, which the dragon, throws on a hand, then we get a...
Yeah, we see its claw.
Tail of its tail after that.
Oh, yeah, it destroys a wagon.
Yeah, which the horses get spooked for obvious reasons.
It was a single horse. It runs away.
Yeah, after it destroys carriage. And to which, we don't understand why she thought hopping on the tail to hop on the carriage to get away. Why she didn't just let go? Why she decided to hang up there?
She hangs on to that tail. I mean, it's hysteria. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, until it's too late. I mean, because I was like...
It's also, it's a virgin, so I'm assuming it's probably, like... 14, 13-year-old girl, maybe? Or supposed to be, anyway? What?
Nothing, I just like how you said, it's a virgin.
It's a virgin. Yeah, no, it's a...
I'm sorry, I had
Thank you for listening to Film Nerds Hour. It's been a great episode. I'm gonna go get some damn beer. Jesus Christ. Ah! Alright.
That was great. I'm sorry I had to do
it. It was great for one of us.
No.
It's a virgin. Jesus. I really need to, like, talk to more women. Something.
She is labeled as victim.
The IMDb wasn't even as nice to her as I was.
Exactly. Played by Yolande Pelfrey.
Yeah. But so then... They're like there's a very important scene with the little traveling troupe.
She's dead too.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah.
2011. Jeez. She was born in 1957 though, so she still died young.
Anyway, God. So she was like 23.
No, she was born 1957.
No, filming of this movie.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because I'm assuming it didn't get filmed in 81. Probably
No, it
80,
would have been
79, something.
Would have been probably filmed in 80 and then went into post.
Yeah. You know how this shit works. You make films or whatever the fuck.
Usually give a year for production. You usually spend a couple of months shooting and then post, depending on how big the film is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we had a very important scene at a lake. This is what I was talking about. Because you said it was a surprise to you.
Did I?
Yeah, you didn't know. We had the reveal that the main, young man in the group is a girl.
Valerian. Well, because she looked like a guy.
You were like, oh, she's Mulan in this shit.
Which, quote, was my exact words.
Yeah, but we get, it's a nice shot because the dude, dives in and swims towards her. And, he, looks up for a second. And you see for a second, a silhouette of a body floating in water. A nude body. For,
boobs.
For literally less than a second. And you were like, oh. You made a noise.
Well, because I was like... So they didn't try to cheat it or anything. Oh, yeah, you said Caitlin Clark died. She was only 52. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. It's a real bummer.
This movie might have been cursed.
Seriously.
Like Poltergeist. I
swear there's only 2 cast members left.
She was fantastic. Well, we know Ian McDiarmid is still alive.
Ian McDiarmid and the main guy. What if it's like Archer? You know that episode of Archer?
How far is it?
It's when it's about his butler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the bat.
Yeah, and she also died of cancer.
Oh Jesus!
Cancer claims too many people. Chadwick Boseman. Peter's still alive. Ian McDiarmid's still alive. The princess. Sorry, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
I just the princess is still alive. She's 68.
Oh, good for her. Everyone else.
Super dead.
That was probably important.
Yep. Henchman 1. I don't know.
Henchman 1.
Oh, apparently the guy who played Erlander number 2, he was in Star Wars. He played an extra on there, it looks like.
Oh,
but
a day player. Very nice.
He died in 1988, and he does not look that old.
Jeez.
So, and then Henchman 1 is played by Ken Shorter, who's also an actor. He's 75.
Wow.
Maxwell Craig, he was apparently in Superman 3, Repulsion, The Guns of Navarro, and The Shining.
Wow.
But doesn't say if he's still alive or not.
We're getting into a lot of stuff here. Deep dive in that cast list. But, so he's like, I won't tell anyone you're a girl. Because the reason she hid it, her dad decided to hide it, was because they've been doing this sacrifice since before she was born.
And we know as medieval times, women were less than men.
Yep, so virgin women were sacrificed. Which,
repopulate the earth. They tend to be kind of important people.
Just a touch. I could see it if we were like seahorses. And we also gave birth. I also wouldn't want to, but...
No, I mean, if we were hermaphrodites, then sure.
Which we think the dragon is, but that's for later.
Yeah.
That's for fun for later. Did I say for fun? Jesus, I am all over the place. This is why we can't record past 8. Because I just go everywhere past midnight. There's an interesting pocket of recording we need to be doing.
Oh God.
What? Is it because I said pocket? You pent up old
what?
pervert.
No, I was just thinking...
Freak. You're a freak. No.
No, but we, do we get the next shot of the kingdom after it's... Well, we did forget one part, too. We learned of the lottery before we get that Virgin 2, which...
Yeah, they tell us about it.
Yeah, which the lottery is basically who they choose.
I said that. Once every 6 months, they choose a virgin to die. Yeah. See, you're forgetting things, too. No,
I forgot if you mentioned the lottery part.
No, but he looks in the water, and he sees that one dude who killed, his master, pointing an arrow.
Aldrich.
And then you see that what's-his-face got shot. The servant dude.
Oh, Hodge.
Hodge.
Yeah, which is not part of the vision anymore. Hodge actually stumbles up behind him, and then he realizes...
He stumbles up behind Hodge.
Yeah.
and sees an arrow in his stomach.
Yeah, in which, before Galen looked into the water, we had 2 men come up and start shooting at the camp, right?
No, we just saw the main guy pointing an arrow.
Oh, okay.
So that's all it was. But but Hodge hands him a bag, and he says water of flame, something like that, like place in water of flame or something. And it's very incoherent, and we don't even know what the bag is until later.
But it's still sad. I mean, he was kind of annoying. I mean, even Galen was screwing with him a little bit by... One thing about Galen, though, is his character progression is great.
Yes, because he goes from, he gets all this power without even having to have worked for it. And he's very, he's very cocky about it, and, just joking around.
Yeah, which is something I think was really strong, just him kind of dicking around with the powers. But there were times that he could not control it.
No. And he realizes, oh, I can't use this for everything. Because he tries to bring Hodge back, but it burns him. The necklace.
Yeah. Which is a really neat touch.
Very neat touch.
It really gives you... It really gives you the sense that he really is just a sorcerer's apprentice, that he still has a whole lot to learn. And then he's a sorcerer in training. Yeah.
So then they're going back to the village, and they pass by the Dragonslayer. And he does a lot of things where we were yelling at you idiot, you stupid.
Yeah, he picked the time to show off, look at my magical powers, yada, yada, yada.
He was like, I'll go in the door and see where... No, he's not there? Okay. And then he just starts a landslide to cave it in.
Into which, while he's showing off and flexing his powers, he causes an avalanche.
Yeah, that's what I meant by the landslide. That's what they referred to it. But it closes in the he's like, is this the only entrance? And they're like, yeah. So he meant to do that, but he did it too much. But then they're like, you did it, and they have a celebration. The one girl reveals herself as a girl. He dances with her because there's a romance there.
Yeah, Valerie. You get the sense. Which, I didn't think it was exactly generic, because I know a lot of the time that these love stories are just supposed to be like a plot progression tool. But I
felt it felt genuine.
It felt genuine because, I think him keeping that secret means a lot. And
him understanding why she had the secret in the first place, and being like, I get it. I do the same thing.
And not immediately being like, oh, let's fuck.
Yeah. Even though there are many, we pointed this out, there are many opportunities where she suggests it later.
Yeah, and we're not trying to be pervs with that.
It's very obvious.
It's obvious, and the fact that, let's be real, virgins are being sacrificed, specifically women, to dragons.
Yeah.
So it would also make sense, I want to meet somebody, but I also don't want to be virgin, because I don't want to be sacrificed.
Yeah. And it's medieval times. Meet someone on a Tuesday, get married on a Thursday, and have sex the following Friday. Come on.
Seems like that's how it worked.
That is how it worked.
I mean, judging by Skyrim, you prepared, one day?
Exactly.
And you got married, and then it was over.
It was a beautiful marriage. You both got plague and died at 35. That was lovely.
And if you're in the roaring 20s, you would die of measles.
Hey! Alright. That's horrible. But, so, oh god, I'm still thinking of you would die of measles, and it's really making my brain fart. Thank you, Noah. Thank you. No, so they find out, here's the thing about the dragon being dead. It's not quite. So it comes and attacks the village.
Which, it does a smog.
Yeah, it just, fly-by burn.
Which, that was really where I think they might have... I really hope that's where Peter Jackson got that smog.
Because it looks very much... you see it fly by, and then you see the fire, and
it's
really good.
Well done. The flying effects. You can tell it's fake, but you know how, in the original Star Wars, even on Blu-ray, they cleaned it up a little bit, but you can see the strings. Literally, though, in The Empire Strikes Back, you can see almost nothing. Even the TIE fighters that are flying more in action shots look pretty realistic with the backdrop. of knowing that they're kind of copied and pasted on there.
Mm-hmm.
That is what this dragon was. It really actually looked like it was part of the sky for its time period, and they did it so well.
Incredible.
So very big clap for the team that worked on that project. The crew and the visual effects artists were absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd say Frankenstein level, like classic
seriously.
31 Frankenstein. They did very well.
Yeah.
Especially with the backdrop scenes.
Yeah.
For backgrounds whenever they were... Because they went on a ship at one point, too.
Did they go on a ship?
Right?
I don't remember them going on a ship.
No, that might be just me.
That was... No, they didn't do one on Willow either. Spoilers. But,
Where were they that they had a backdrop, though?
Oh, they were on a ship, because there was, like, that backdrop painting
because
across
we had to
the
go...
lake. That's
we have
right.
to go to the lake, yeah. So I was like, yeah, they did an excellent job of that. That actually looked more realistic. I mean, if you were kind of like me and you were just really involved in the atmosphere, you kind of really wouldn't notice it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they, like... They find out that, like... No, so the king brings him there, and he's like, you caused the landslide? Like, this is all your fault. Like, we had a system. And how he sees it, he's a very Thanos character. Because he's like, yeah, we sacrificed some people to save everybody.
You
like,
fucked with my plan of getting rid of some people and try and cut down on population control.
Take his amulet, throw him in the dungeon.
Yeah. Which is like, good to know that you're much of a dumbass king as King Robert.
Well, because one thing we find out, too, and he explains, is that, like, the rich, like, can bribe themselves to not have their daughters put in a lottery. And that's what the king does with the princess, his daughter.
Which is really dumb, because that shouldn't be how it works, and, you know, it should be more or less that, you know, everybody should have a natural selection.
Yep.
If you're really so much about sacrifice the oldest people, if they're willing to do it.
Yeah. Well, and he also sees it as the only solution, because his older brother, like, took an army and tried to kill it, and nothing worked. So he sees it as, like, bargaining with the devil in a way. Like,
which is kind of dumb, because I don't think the dragon was really eating those people and being like, hey, and there's no guarantee that it was eating them either. Yeah. It could have just toyed with them and burned them.
Yeah.
It was more or less just like
we find out later, a thing. Yeah.
But more or less, it's just kind of like, huh.
Yeah. Oh, and
I got a new plaything.
That's right. Before he, like, before he attacks the town, we get Ian's scene as the pastor.
Yeah, where he basically doesn't believe in the dragon. He's
like this Satan creature,
which is just great. It's brother. He plays brother Jacobus.
Of course he does.
Yeah, brother Jacobus.
What a name!
And man, it's just great to see Ian McDiarmid. But man, his character is interesting.
Yeah.
But he's basically spewing the end of the world. This is not a dragon. This is the hell coming up to Earth, and yada yada yada.
He's like, pray with me, and we can stop it. And it like appears above him, and we see the back of its head with horns.
Yeah, which it pretty much does a full on freaking Jafar, Return to Jafar, when he pops out of the ground.
Yeah. 100%.
So that is always that was pretty awesome. Cause man, they put all the steam coming out of the ground and it cracking open. It was just so awesome.
It did look like hell was coming out.
Yeah, and the whole tree flipping. Like if you've ever seen The Return of Jafar, this is like the before time and the live action version. Like that was awesome, and it looked real.
Amazing.
There's nothing that can match up in CGI to making a ground crack like that look real.
Yeah, seriously.
And one of the things I said is because Disney did have a role in producing this with Paramount. Which, if you haven't, you should have already, because it's like our third episode. Go do it now. What are you doing? Stop this right now and go back. Or go after this episode. Go watch it. I demand you watch it. The Black Hole.
Oh, The Black Hole. This is our fourth time mentioning this movie.
Yes, because the ending of that, spoiler alert, go watch
it.
Or listen to it, or just Watch the movie and listen to our podcast.
It's hell.
Yeah, at the end, we get a very hellish scape,
Mm-hmm.
which might have been filmed under Disney.
Yeah. No, let's not go there.
What if that's their secret in the vault, though? That's where they keep all their scary sets.
No. Their secret in the vault is Walt Disney's frozen core. No, okay.
That'd be worse.
That was a rumor for a while. They thought he was under the fountain at Disney World.
But it turns out, no, he did die of cancer from smoking.
Yeah. As did everyone from that time period.
Yeah, where they were like, oh, this won't...
Yeah. People used to think it was good for you.
Yeah, putting smoke in your lungs was good for you.
That's a medical misdiagnosis.
I'm sorry, but I don't think... I think anybody should be able to figure out that if you're coughing from a fire, putting it directly into your lungs isn't exactly the best idea.
Well, they were like, it's not ash, it's tobacco. You know. It's grown. Like, oh, okay.
This is why humans are...
Oh, God, don't get existential with me. It's too late in the
No, I'm just saying this is why every antagonist in every movie that has more power than us wants to destroy us.
Yeah, seriously.
But,
humans kind of suck. But...
yeah, this is a great shot, and we get the head of the dragon.
The back of his head.
Back of his head,
We see some horns and some ears.
Which, I think is close to Satan.
Yeah.
Enough.
And he, like, breathes fire, and, like, we get a shot for a second of a burning mannequin.
Yeah, but the awesome part of this, too, is, like, what does he say? What does Brother Jacobus say?
Back, Satan, creature!
Go back to hell, and then he gets burned. And
he says, burn with the fire that you were born with, or something like that. And then he's like, ooh, burn, huh?
Yeah, it's like the dragon's like,
well, you suggested it. You
good
first.
point.
Yeah. I wish all dragons were like in Dragonheart. Have you seen Dragonheart?
Not yet.
Freaking love Dragonheart. But there's the dragon, he like plugs one of his nostrils and lights a fire by just going and like it comes out of his other nose. That's a very iconic scene from that movie.
Cause like I want to do that.
It's great. But so he's in after the attack, he gets put in the dungeon, and the princess talks to him, and she finds out about the whole thing with rich people not being in the lottery because her dad's not a good liar.
Yeah, who again is played by Chloe Solomon.
Yeah,
who is still alive, Princess Elspeth.
Mm-hmm. But so then they're gonna do the lottery again, right? Is that the next?
Yes.
Or no, he gets out.
He gets out. She gives him a robe to disguise himself in, and then he heads up to where they are about to do the next lottery. Which, fun lottery, I guess. You know, people die instead of winning big money. Great.
But they look at the slots, and the person reads it, and it's the princess. And the king's like, no, it's not. And he reads it, and he's like, I can't pronounce this person's name. Let's burn all these lots. And they're like, no, it was your daughter. Honor it. And he's like, I shall do no such thing. We'll pick another. And he sees it, and it's his daughter's name again, and she's like, yeah, I changed it to all my name because I've been left out of it for this whole time, and I don't feel like that's right. Good on her.
Yeah, that's
good on her.
She's one of the. I mean, that's what that's what any leader should do in any scenario.
But then he says, "This is a fraudulent system," and I was getting very America Current vibes.
Yeah, I had some choice words that I won't say on here, but I was like,
no, we don't want to get political.
But I did say I think we need more people who are like our dear princess, who are like,
yeah,
huh.
We've been wronging you. I have a chance to make it right. Let's do it.
A leader who's actually willing to die for their people.
For their people, yeah.
Okay, another term.
Yeah, seriously. If only.
Another hierarchy.
Yeah, but oh yeah, we get the. When did we already get the spear? Because the main girl that he's in love with. Because they profess love to each other.
Nope, not yet.
Yeah, they kiss before he goes and fights. Oh, yeah, but that's before. No, her dad's the blacksmith.
Yeah, into which he then tells of a secret weapon that he's been hiding in order to prepare for the dragon for this moment.
Big ass spear.
And this thing is fucking massive. It's great. It's a great design. It's something you'd want to fight with. If you ever play Assassin's Creed and you just have fun with those big pike axes. Yeah, with Ezio. Imagine that, but just one giant ass spear. Kind of like from The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, but in a holding thing, and jet like the black. Yeah, jet black.
But he's like, I'll need my magic too. So he sneaks into the castle to grab it, and the king freely gives it because he's like, yeah, kill it so my daughter can live.
Which it's like, hey, great, you're more concerned about your daughter than just the fact that you're people, but. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, self-centered asshole, but alright, if this is what it takes, then this is what it takes. But then they're gonna go, like, sharpen it, or, like, reforge it, the spear, to make it, like, better. So they're, like, gonna put it in the fire, but he, like, uses his magic to make it, like, glowing hot, and then they hit it and it starts flashing. We should probably issue, like, an epileptic seizure warning for this movie.
Yeah, it's very, if it was Star Wars-esque for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Even with some of the fight scenes, so that is one of the cooler things, too. But we
get a thing to look out for if you are susceptible to those kinds of effects, because this will definitely trigger.
Yeah, but it's so visually stunning, like...
Yeah.
You know, if you've ever seen what Disney's done with their trilogy with the new lightsabers, specifically Darth Vader's in Rogue One, where they have, spoiler alert, for the scene with Darth Vader, they have his crimson blade.
It's been out for 3 years.
I gotta give Rogue One cred, though. Yeah. Very well done movie.
No, it is a very well done. I'm just saying you don't have to give a spoiler warning at this point.
True. But hey, you never know. People might have not seen this. So spoiler warning.
Yeah, fair. I guess.
So, but they're the Darth Vader scene. They light up that whole room with his lightsaber. But you know what Disney's managed to do is they've used LED sabers and then plastered an overlay for lightsaber to make it look more realistic.
That's rad.
Something cool that I discovered, and I was watching why J.J. Abrams decided to use that.
Yeah.
And something that I've even seen on my camera is because if you hold like a Force Effects lightsaber, an Ultra Saber lightsaber away just far enough from a camera, even on a phone.
Yeah.
The glow when you take a picture or video looks like an actual lightsaber without the editing even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So,
like, have you seen those videos where people make an actual lightsaber?
Yeah.
I would not trust myself to even, like, go near one of those things.
No.
I know me. I know I'm too stupid to be trusted with something like that.
Especially when they're fire, like the people, like the, what's their names who've done it. But, yeah, it's a very, really, and I don't think it's just age. I don't think it's just the remaster. I think they were really just spot on with their effects.
Yeah. But those, like, real things, I know I'm straight up, like, you know, I'm the person who, like, sees a sign that says wet paint, and I'm like, poke. That is wet paint. That, yeah. So
Curiosity killed the cat.
Put me near a thing that's as hot as a lightsaber would be, you know I'd be like...
You might not have a finger after that.
Well, and I probably wouldn't, even if I'm wearing gloves. And I also would feel the need, because, like, I'm holding what's a lightsaber. You know I'd feel the need to frickin' do this.
Well, of course, anybody
flip it around a little bit.
But we've all seen how that works out for most people in the galaxy, because they're not... I think there's a comic, too, where they actually, one of the people chop off their own arm by accident. And it's during their Old Republic era, and they're like, this is why we said not to mess with it.
Yeah, seriously.
But,
yeah, so they power up the spear, and then the love interest,
Well, I want to say the tip is a beautiful crimson red.
Oh, yeah.
It like, the effects were really...
It looks like how you would imagine hot metal looks.
Yeah.
But, like, brighter.
But even more beautiful.
Yeah. You're saying there's things more beautiful than hot metal?
Yeah, touch-up. Everything has a touch-up if you give it a glow.
No, but she goes to the dragon's cave and grabs some scales and gets attacked by a baby dragon. Didn't know those were a thing. Terrifying.
Yeah. Little spawns of Satan.
Seriously, they look like little creepy gremlin creatures.
You know, they look creepier than the frickin' critters with their glowing red eyes.
And the fact that they have like undeveloped little wings, they're like, ew.
They just look like a little hellspawn.
Yeah. But she knits together a shield out of dragon scales to protect him from the fire. Cool.
Which, the best part is her passive aggressiveness in this scene.
Oh, yeah, because she's like, I know where you're going there. You love the princess. You're in love.
The best part before we even get to all that is the fact that she says, here's a shield. It may protect you from the fire. It may not. But you're not coming back. You are going to die tonight.
Yeah, she's straight up like, I don't have faith in you. Well, because I think she's pissed because she thinks he likes the princess.
Which becomes very well known right away.
Well, because he's like, I am in love. She's like, I knew it. And he's like, not with her.
Not with the princess.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's going for it. And she's like, you'll die. And I'll be in lotteries forever. And gives him a fuck me look. Like, straight up, she's giving fuck me eyes. Like,
yeah, it's like,
trust me.
Get in there!
Yeah, and it's like,
get in there!
There's a rock right over there that's huge. Hide behind that. Like,
you don't even need to. I mean, what is the king gonna do?
You know her dad would be cool with it. Great. She doesn't get put in the lottery. Cool. Like, that's why I told people she was a man her whole life.
And you know, I think he'd also be like, hey, she found a guy who also is willing to slay a dragon.
Well, I was thinking about this. Like, they only sacrifice, like, virgins. This kingdom must have, like, a high prostitution rate, don't you think?
It must be, because the amount of women that they're sacrificing every 6 months.
It looks like a pin that they have them in when they're doing the lottery.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, too. I'm like, every 6 months, and you never run out of virgins. I feel like there's just a lot of people. And that's just them doing it every 6 months that we know about.
Yeah.
Not even the people that they probably just take in the middle
Summer
of the
and fall equinox.
Yeah. So, but basically, he just goes in for a kiss. We get
to handle that situation better.
It's kind of the mood sets it. You don't really just be like, oh, maybe I should kiss. Oh, no.
Yeah, you kind of know instinctively. You kind of know because your brain's taken over, and it's like, okay, your nose would be better to the left side.
And it's like, hell, watch Big Mouth. Even Nick Birch flailed his tongue like an alligator.
If he can do it, I can do it.
If a basically prepubescent animated character can even do it right, then I think you should kind of figure that out.
Thanks for the confidence. Okay. Really appreciate it. Right.
But from there,
you heard it here first. I will slay. All right. So.
God. But then from there, we get Galen coming up to with the soldiers to sacrifice the princess, but more
he doesn't come up with them. Because when they're going to sacrifice him, he pops up and we get a line that you misheard. Because he's like, no more smoke, please. Because he puffs out. He puffs in and he's holding his spear and his shield.
Yeah, who is that? It's the king's right hand. The king's king's hand.
He's waiting behind. I thought.
Who's
the soldier
reading?
dude. He's waiting.
No, not the soldier dude. Not the
guy he fights.
I guess that'd be the king's hand, but I was referring to the priest.
The dude who's doing the ritual.
Yeah.
He did the ritual earlier. I don't even know if he has a name. But he says,
no more smoke.
I beg of you. But what did you hear? No?
I heard, no more smoke, please, I beg of you.
You have a dirty mind, my friend, and that's coming from me.
I heard...
Smoke, spunk. They're kind of different.
They both have a K, they both have an S.
But anyway.
No more smoke, I beg of you.
That would be a beg. So, they get in... So they leave... And leave the princess there. And the king's right hand shows up with a sword. Because he's like, the ritual has to go on. You're not going to stop it. So he throws his dragon shield to the side and just holds the spear. And I'm like, dude, like, Spartan style, come on. Like, garden jab, like, that's the smartest thing. Like,
which is, usually, like,
it is
anybody learning
I will say.
Any sort of swordsmanship, keep your defense up. And if you have this thing called a defense, it's like, oh yeah, you should also use that because a sword is skinny.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and to his credit, that spear does kind of need to be held with two hands.
But you still keep the shield. Put it on your arm or something.
But they get in a cool fight because every time the dude's sword hits it, it like makes a flash and a crashing sound. It's almost like lightsabers.
Yeah. Yeah, the fight with between Galen and Tyrion is
It's really rad.
It is, and the visual effects are great. We'll definitely do a movie called Star Wars is basically what they say on the back and from the reviews.
Cool. But when they're fighting, he says something akin to like, "I killed your master and his servant. I won't have any problem killing you." And that gets him like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you now." Like,
that's like, really? We'll see about that.
Yeah, but he gets the princess free, tells her to run. She runs into the dragon's cave. You idiot.
This was the best scene because our protagonist was literally sat there and was like,
What the fuck are you doing? He yells, "Where are you going?"
You ever seen Call of Duty Black Ops when you're in the Nova 6 mission and you're trying to sneak in and you shoot as Mason? Wood just turns around and yells, "What the fuck are you doing, Mason?" Yeah, this is really one of those moments where you're just sitting there like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, seriously? Like, why would you run to where the thing is? Like, But they fight, and he stabs him like through the pike because the spear goes through it, and the guy thought he was safe. He's not. Through the wooden pole.
You just got a spear in your gut. Hoorah!
All right. But then he hears the princess scream, gets his shield. We don't see him get his shield.
Yeah, that was a very interesting error. I mean, the dude can apparently make people beg for no more smoke.
Or no, he gets the shield later. Never mind. He runs in with his spear, and we see the princess getting eaten by the baby dragon.
Yeah, it's unknown if she was just that stupid. She should have just...
She probably saw them passed out, and then was beginning to get eaten by them.
I mean, she was laying on a table. That's my only thing.
No, she was laying on the ground.
Was she?
Yeah, she was just on the ground. It was just a flat ground.
Oh. Yeah, that's fair.
But he, stabs one in the face, cuts the other one at the jaw. It looks really cool.
But right before then, before he gets the second one, it eats the rest of her foot.
Yeah, it eats her foot.
And we just assume she's dead because they never say anything else about her.
They never say she's alive.
They never say she's alive. She never say that she's dead, but I'd assume that if a dragon ate your foot off and you're bleeding, you'd probably die from that.
Yep.
Not to mention, the other dragon was kind of eating her neck and shoulder, so...
Oh, yeah, because he's holding the spear and the torch, and he gets attacked, and the spear goes flying, so he starts whacking the last baby dragon with a torch. And I'm like, you're hitting it with a torch.
Yeah, which in my mind, I'm like, he could put it in its mouth, but then again, it's in a dragon, so if it doesn't ignite its stomach, it probably just will teach it to, oh, yeah, I can just blow now.
It's not like Beowulf, where you cut the dragon's throat, and, the fire starts spewing out.
Yeah, which, it's so scary to think that it'd be like an ass blaster if you shoved fire in there and it just blew up because it ignited its insides.
Yeah. But so...
Oh, man, that must
He kind of just hits it a lot, and then it dies. And then he goes to see the dragon, and the fight happens in, this little lake in the cave, and there's fire, all around the lake. It looks like if you've ever seen, Oh, yeah, have you ever seen Jurassic Park 3?
Yep.
Where the fuel ignites the lake. It kind of looks like that, but more ceremonial. It looks like a Mortal Kombat arena.
Yeah, which is where I say that I wish they would have had a final fight in the depths of hell from the black hole.
Yeah.
Black hole.
Yeah, it's not as phallic as you think. No, so he's got the don't give me the all right. No, he's got the shield with the scales. And the dragon, we get an actual full look at it, and it switches from stop motion to puppetry, but you can kind of tell because the puppetry is more fluid.
They do a little bit of each.
Yeah, at least the stop motion is better than it's way better than Belial in Basket Case.
Yeah, it's actually very well done. I mean, the shots that they chose, the angles, and the way that they edited it was very engaging. It felt natural.
Yeah, it was really good. But he kind of stabs at it, uses the shield to protect from the fire breath, and then he gets higher. He loses it and climbs on top and jumps on it. And we pointed back to this moment later on in the film because he says to a character that he has no courage, and we're like, what the hell are you talking
Yeah, I'm
about?
like, you not only stabbed a dragon through the skull twice and then lodged it in its neck and managed to get away. You held your ground. You killed its
jumped
children.
on its neck. Like, you're a badass. Like, stop discounting yourself.
Not to mention that thing is hanging out in firewater. And
Yeah.
and for me, I have submachine phobia.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely wouldn't be catching me if I was doing films. I'm not jumping through that lake where bubbles and other random crap are coming out. I'm sorry. No.
I told you I would straight up, like, if I was gonna jump on a dragon's neck, I would straight up say to myself beforehand, this is so stupid.
I'd rather jump on a real dragon than a machine dragon.
Seriously.
I'm sorry. I feel like that's less scary.
Yeah.
At least you know it's organic and it's not.
That's your fear though? Machines?
In a sense. I don't like them. I think part of it stems from my Mall of America, that giant ass Paul Bunyan.
What happened? You have a bad experience and it gave you a trauma?
I didn't like how the axe swung down when I was close to it. That was kind of traumatizing.
Okay.
Not to mention Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh.
That spraying mummy bridge. Yeah.
You just brought back like 10 years of trauma?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you know the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were taking a picture, and then all of a sudden the bridge goes down, and all of a sudden I see a mummy while taking a picture, and my first thought is, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And after that, I kind of wasn't the same. And then my mom wanted me to go on the haunted part of the Upside Down White House. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm still like, I like haunted houses, but I'm like, no.
I feel like I couldn't take you to a haunted house. Because I feel like, two people, they're the two reflexes you have when getting scared. There's the flight and the fight. I feel like you're more of the second.
I actually tend to run more than I will fight.
Really? To me, you seem like you'd punch.
If I know where I am and it's a possibility, I restrain myself. If I don't know where I am and random people do that, then I will punch them.
Okay. Good to know. So if you know you're in the situation.
Yes.
Essentially. Okay. But we get some good blood shots when he's like, he jumps on it, stabs at it, goes down, stabs its neck from below. It kind of flees. Because it knows it can't. It knows it can't beat him like that close quarters.
No.
So then it torches the village again.
Yeah.
It torches a bunch of villages, and he's like, "All right," and his girl's like, "Let's just leave," and her dad gives the blessing, and he's like, "All right, fuck it, let's go. Let's just leave this place."
Which
But then he realizes
he has to finish. He has to finish what his master started. He realizes that
the bag
is really a way to bring back.
He realizes it's his master's ashes, and then he's like, "Lake of Fire, of course." So he goes, and he like tosses it in there, and his master comes back out of the ashes.
Yeah, in which it's actually really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's super dope. Because he's got a new outfit on, and he's like, "Yeah, I told
it
you."
gave me a Gandalf the Grey vibe.
Turning into Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was super epic, and
what was epic was after, because they all climb up to this mountaintop, and there's like moving clouds, and the sun's about to eclipse, and it's like, Jesus, this is intense.
Well, you definitely know that it's. I don't even know what to say about that. Well, you
epic?
definitely know it's like hell is breaking loose.
Like, ready or not, this is it. Here we go. Like, showtime. Endgame. Like,
pretty much.
Final act. Like,
but I mean, it's one of those things too, because I mean, they really set it up like it was gonna be like.
He goes into the cave. He kills it. That's it. But
yeah, but I'm glad that's not how it ended, because it would have been too simple.
Yeah. I mean, killing the babies was easy enough, but killing the mama who knows, should be harder for sure.
Yeah, and they definitely stuck to that.
Yeah. But then it like flies around and he shoots like lightning at it from the sky, and like it's an awesome battle between like, this sounds like the nerdiest shit, but it's an awesome battle between like a wizard and a dragon. You know, it like
It's
sounds
what you'd expect.
It sounds as epic as you would think it is.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's a really nice touch because that's exactly what you would want to see.
Yeah, but he has the amulet thing, and he's like, you'll know when, but destroy it. You'll know when to though. And there's like a lot of stuff happening between him and the dragon, and then the dragon picks up the master and starts flying away with him in his claws. And then he's like, now! And he crushes it, and his master explodes and blows up the dragon. And it kind of seems like a cop-out, how it just kind of, you know?
Yeah, for those of you, which, spoiler alert, definitely, for those of you who have seen The Mandalorian Season 2, the Cryat Dragon, which, even for, they got it pretty spot on, even for not using the EU continuity like that. It was visually amazing to watch. They basically, I wonder if that's almost where they got the inspiration too a bit. Because if you put those scenes side by side, getting a shot of the rib cage and everything, and the way that the skin
melts, and it's like gooey, and
still
it looks
on
like
there.
kidneys. And,
yeah, it was very, very detailed. So very, very amazing.
Yeah. We get the biggest allegory from this movie, where like you see the dead dragon. There's all the religious people who are like, we prayed and it happened, yay. And then you see the king show up in a wagon holding a sword, and he just sets his sword in the dragon's mouth, and they're like, all hail King da-da-da, the Dragonslayer. And it's like, oh my god. Like, they did all the work, and he's gonna get all the credit. And that's kind of how it goes. Like, that's the same thing that happened with Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Like, it doesn't matter who did it, it matters who gets the credit.
Yeah, which,
Ugh, that idea thieving prick. Like,
yeah. Which it really, like, but it really shows in history when you do your research.
yeah. Oh, yeah. There are certain things where it's like, don't just take what's given to you in like high school. Like, actually look into it yourself as well.
Yeah.
But but then they like start walking away anymore. No, and he's like, no, but I'm okay with that because sorcerers going away means dragons will go away too. You know. And then she's like, if you had anything else to wish for, what would it be? He goes, probably a horse. And then just one shows up. Like out of nowhere.
Which really alludes to the fact that
maybe he still has it. Or maybe his master's watching out for him.
Well, his master did say that you will definitely grow more powerful. So I think it also alludes to the fact that
maybe his sorcery days aren't done. Like, maybe he'll actually learn how to do it, and he'll be grateful for it.
Well, I feel like it's kind of the same element with the Force, or like the Shine. Once you have a little bit of it, it is kind of hard to deny that you have that power and to get rid of it.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, but then they get on this horse, right off into the sunset, credits roll, and that's Dragonslayer. And we both loved it, correct?
I thought it was really good.
There were moments where I was at edge of my seat, and how we watch movies where we both cheer and clap when things are happening. It's like awesome.
Yeah, it's
definitely worth a check out.
So well put together. I don't know how else to say it, but it's just such a very well put together film. Everything is so perfect, from the visual effects to the CGI that they did use, and it all feels natural. It doesn't feel synthetic. Every transition is smooth. The characters are very alive.
Yeah.
So,
and not a lot of people know about it as well, which makes for good shows.
Yeah. So, and I mean, this was actually a pretty big surprise.
Yeah. I'm going to be excited for this one to come out, this episode, and a lot more people to know about this movie. Because A, more people should see this movie, and B, and this is kind of selfish, it's going to be great for our analytics.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I would love to...
I know how douchey that sounds, but it's true. Like, it makes me very happy.
But, at the same time, I'm glad because that means more people have a chance.
Yeah, they're going to know about it, and they're going to see it.
yeah, they have more of a chance of getting the word out and a lot more people to see these amazing amazing films that nobody really recognizes. And like that's what we still have to do with this channel, and we definitely found one. So even we're still to this day getting surprised.
Yeah, it does work though with like these kinds of movies. Like it's weird how like the movies no one's heard about, they're getting the best reception, and I love that about this. Because like if we look on even our like, I was looking the other day at our YouTube, and like are you all right?
Yeah.
I was looking because you look like you're heaving there.
Oh,
you look like you might beat the shit out of me or something. I was like, what did I say? But if you look at our YouTube, the one that has more views than anything else by like 10, like by 10, like times 10 views is Class of Nukem High. And I'm like, why is that? Oh, because the cover looks weird and no one's heard of it. What?
Yeah, it is one of those things because it is hard to post cover things to give you guys kind of an idea when there's no place to put it.
Yeah, exactly.
But alas, these are fun movies, and there's stuff that
I need more attention for sure.
Yeah, they deserve, because these are the same people that go on to make these types of movies in the future. So
yeah, and I felt like this was. Would you agree? This is like on par with being ahead of its time for special effects with like Jurassic Park, I'd say.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah, because there's CGI in Jurassic Park that looks better than CGI on the Sci-Fi Channel today.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I really wish people would understand, because I am one of the rare cases of my generation. Not everything needs to be flashy graphics. No, you guys have to understand.
Story is nice. Story is really nice. That's what I'll remember.
I mean, I'm not. You know why I still play Spider-Man 2, for instance?
Yeah.
Still, when I get a chance, do you know why I still have a GameCube? Do you know why I still play an N64? Because the gameplay
awesome.
And the story is memorable.
Mm-hmm.
The work is what made it memorable. Yes, you have flashy graphics.
And revolutionary for the time, for sure.
But I'm not going to go pay $600 for PS5 or $1,000 for the idiots that bought it or trying to resell it. And yes, I don't have problems saying
that. Bringing that back to a conversation we had earlier in the car.
No, I'm not sorry. If you are one of those people that are really trying to buy a bunch of PlayStations and resell them,
you suck.
you suck. Come on. Really? Come on. Let's grow up a little bit.
Like, as recent as it... Like, I can see you trying to sell, like, a PS4, like, 5 years from now. Like, from it being released. Because that makes sense to me. But the fact that you're buying something and then doubling the price and trying to sell it again...
is douchey.
You really should get an email from Sony being like, we get a cut, right?
Yeah. And I think that's how it should be. Like, you have to pay a royalty within a certain amount if you're...
Within a certain amount of days. Because, like, if you got to pay royalties and for copyright on a movie that came out in the 1930s today... then you should have to pay royalties on something that you're reselling from a week ago.
Yeah, and the fact that you bought it out of demand so you can screw people over. So
that was your intention. You don't even love video games, asshole.
Yeah. So
I'm talking to you. Yeah, point at yourself and make a face. Yeah.
We aren't saying that to be a dick to anybody, but really, it is really immature. Come on. There's plenty of people who want an Xbox and a PlayStation. You're taking it away from people who are... who want to get that, even regardless if they didn't get it for pre-order.
Exactly.
Let's grow up a little bit. That's not fair to other people.
Yeah. But yeah, Dragonslayer is a great movie.
Dragonslayer is a great movie.
We got on some interesting... I love the tangents we do. I love this so much.
Well, I was going to say, too, that, Marvel Spider-Man is one of those games that has such a great story, too, and it's something that you were looking great.
Yeah.
And I think that, even though we didn't watch a trailer for Dragonslayer... it started.
I looked at a trailer, and that's why I was like, "This looks rad. Let's watch it." But
I didn't.
Way better than I thought.
See, and I think that's the thing with Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think your Xbox. So I don't know if you've seen all the gameplay of Spider-Man since it's only a PS exclusive.
I've seen a decent amount. I'm curious, and I like Spider-Man as a character, so I looked it up.
It is worth it. That story, I did not expect to be half as powerful. Even
him fighting the Sinister Six. That's so epic
and
so
the way
incredible.
It ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's
straight up Spider-Man too.
That was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And it really showed, So I will always remember that. I'm not gonna go out and buy a PlayStation 5 just to get some graphics. I'm gonna remember the fact that Insomniac made great mechanics, but overall they made a kick-ass story, and every time you play it, you feel like Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Same thing like with Dragonslayer, made me want to go play Skyrim again.
Yeah,
exactly. And go slay some dragons.
You're welcome. Is that gonna do it for us?
I think that's it. Go watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, only right now. That's it. Yeah, there's really no other place at the time that we're recording this.
Unless you buy a Blu-ray.
All right. Wait, never mind.
Oh.
Okay, so there is CBS, Amazon Prime, and Pluto TV. It's free on there. Subscription for CBS, and then you can rent it on YouTube and Vudu from $2.99.
Yeah, and we'll say at the top, skip to this time if you want to watch it.
Yeah, we'll put a little warning message if you stuck this far. So
yeah,
definitely.
It's not like you don't have time this year to watch movies.
Yeah, there's
if this year is anything like last year.
Yeah, we don't know how it's going to be going so far. So
fingers crossed. I would like to start dating again.
I'd like to actually go to a movie theater and maybe take a date or just go out with some friends. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, guys, thank you for listening. This is a fun movie. Please go check it out. It really is worth it. And I mean, it's like
fantastic.
$3.
Come on. Don't be a cheap bastard.
Earns at 84%.
100%.
Really well.
It 100% earns the 84%.
Yes. So, thank you all for listening, and we will see you on the next episode.
I'm Nathaniel Shoemaker.
And I'm Noah Sweeto, and this has been Film Nerds Hour. See you later, guys.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. How long was that one for?
Hour 26.
Okay. I'm going to pee real quick, and then what time is it? Are we still doing Lola?
2:40.
Jesus.
So it's up to you. We can always do it tomorrow, because I'm free.